You ready?
Born ready.
You're what, 26?
Yeah, wow.
Like your mid-20s is when you start to decline. Growing up, I don't know about glow up though. Yeah, no, I'm not a funny guy.
You know the Halloween theme song?
I don't know how your mind works.
You know, you get punched in the face a few times.
Bang on.
No.
Holy shit.
I've been learning that on piano.
Yeah, so you've been doing real estate how long?
It's when you get in those change rooms where they have like the 360 mirror and you turn around.
Looking like DK Metcalf or something. Make sure this is recording. Hi, I'm Jordan. Welcome to The Realtor's Journey, the podcast where we take a deeper look into the realtor and hear stories of what got them here. And today's guest is an aspiring comedian, semi-pro boxer, has a pickleball player rating of 2.747, amateur softball player dreaming of the big leagues, but most importantly, someone who shows up daily and sorry, I lost my spot. Shows up daily for his clients, and you're always working on your business at the office. So you may have seen his billboard in Woodstock. He's Nate. He's great. Welcome to the podcast, Nate Caesar.
Thank you. That's the best intro someone's ever given me. I wish you would have bumped up my duper rating in pickleball to like a 3.
You know, I actually went on the app and like.
Did you actually look?
Yeah, just like as of like last night, you're at a 2.747. So.
If you would have told me that last night, I would have ran to like a pickleball court and just beat a bunch of guys to get the score up.
Yeah, logged some false matches.
Is it really that low? Wow, I didn't.
Well, I think it's because like if you don't play for a while, it gradually declines.
Oh,
so you just got to get back out
so
there.
it incentivizes you to play.
Yeah, mine's gone down too.
What's yours?
It's not quite that low, but
okay. Well,
I'm like a 3.00003 or something.
Just like the smallest little numbers. Well, thanks for having me. That's fun. This is I'm flattered to do this.
Yeah, man. I know you were, when I shot out the idea of doing this back like earlier this year, you were one of the guys that jumped in and said you were willing to do so, and we're almost at the end of the year here, and you're finally getting on.
Hey,
so.
You know what? Better late than never. Right?
Yeah, well, I took a little hiatus, so this is season 2 now.
Oh, season 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, cracking into season 2. So season 2, episode 2.
Oh, two's all around.
Yeah,
two's all around. I mean, I'm still impressed with that intro.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna put that in my wedding.
That's hey, if you ever need an MC for like an intro or something like that, I'm down.
Maybe I'll get like the as I'm walking out, you can just like on the mic echo it out to people. Hailing from this semi-pro boxer, duper rating of 2. Nate's I'll like do the wave as I'm walking by.
Yeah, it's like a 1.7 by that point or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Just declines.
Yeah. Oh, it will, 100%.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is cool though. Like, it's kind of cool to see you. Like, you're what, 26 now?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm old now. Wow. Yeah.
I know. That's probably about when I started. Like, your mid-20s is when you start to decline. That's when I started.
Is that when it goes?
Yeah.
That's when it starts?
Yeah. That's when your knees start aching.
Is that what went first for you, the knees?
Probably after a night of like a late night, maybe you have a couple drinks with your buddies or something. Oh, you can't just spring up out of bed the next day.
No.
No,
it's bad.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
There's no burning both ends of the candle anymore. It's like you got to pick and choose.
Yeah. It's bad when I get out of bed now. I don't even like use my momentum to get up. I just lean over and fall off the bed and catch myself with my legs. There's just like nothing to it anymore. It's really bad.
Yeah, jello legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so you've been doing this coming up 3 years now?
Yeah.
So I met you when you're just a young lad.
You met me when I was 22.
22, yeah. Big difference from 22 to 26, I think.
I've been told. I've been told it's real estate has a way to mature you, and when you're surrounded by I'm not when you met me I was still that guy out of college 2 years still figuring it out, but now I'm surrounded by people like yourself and others, so it's a maturing time, but also one that's kind of fun, so it's a nice blend. Yeah,
definitely grown up. I don't know about glow up though.
Probably not.
As a realtor, start to,
Well, I've hit my decline. a little bit. Like I started out, I went up, and now I'm kind of on the back.
Oh yeah, man. I actually played pickleball a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Just like on a Tuesday afternoon with all the old timers.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling it. Like,
really?
Yeah. Like I'm on the decline physically for sure. Like you gotta take care of yourself.
And how old are you?
I'll be 35 next month.
Oh, you're not that old. Wow.
Yeah. You're
still young.
Got a couple years on you. There's still some guys in the NFL that are older than me, so I feel like I could still make it if I wanted to, but it's getting pretty narrow.
There's nothing worse when you watch a sports game. Like I watched the Blue Jays game last night, and the guy was 22.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, at 22, he was doing that. And at 22, I was stuffing my face with Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
There's levels to this.
Yeah, I feel like all those pro athletes, they're like way ahead in years. Like they're like dog years or something like that.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah.
There's going to be next year, it's going to be like an 18-year-old like pickleball player that's pro.
Yeah. Like all these pros, they're like 15 years old, looking like they're like DK Metcalf or something, like just jacked. And
I don't know if you've seen it, but like I find that these days you see all these prospects. Like when I was younger, the prospects were like really in that great of shape. Now these kids are like jacked, they're like physically ripped, and they're just like, man, like it makes me think like they are not having fun, and all they do is like eat protein, sleep, and just work out.
Yeah. That's their life for sure. It's pretty great, 2-a-day practices and stuff like that.
That'll drive you crazy, man.
I don't know how we got down this path.
I don't know either, but we're here.
I guess we're declining, and we're just
the conversation is declining with our age. Yes.
Yeah. No, our bodies are declining. You're doing all right though. You're staying fit.
My knees are kind of gone, but that's okay. It's every 2 months there's something new, but that's the fun part.
Well, I think you've packed on some size though since when you started in real estate.
I did.
In the good way though. I've packed it on in a bad way around the midsection. You're getting a little bit more buff, Yeah.
Well, I started out when I was real estate and I was fat, and then I kind of got skinny. And then I kind of got more muscular, and now I'm like in between the fat and muscular. So it's like trying to find that middle ground.
I got the skinny fat thing going on.
Yeah, you do. That's not bad though. I'd rather be that than like,
I don't know, man. Clothes don't fit good.
But you like when you still look skinny. You're good.
Well, from the front, and when it turns sideways, it's a different story.
You know what's worse? When you get in those change rooms where they have like the 360 mirror, and you turn around and you catch yourself at a bad angle. And it's like, I look like that from that angle.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
I look like a letter P or something. Midsection P.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've been doing real estate how long?
So it was October 2022, and we are October 2025. So 3 years.
Bang on 3 years.
Bang on 3 years. Yeah.
So that's good. You made it past the first year. So that's like all the hurdles. It's like some people don't hack it after that first year. It's tough.
It's tough, man. I don't know how I did it. I mean, it was a time of that first year is everyone always talks about it as like being the time where it's like, I don't know. I feel like everyone comes into real estate in that first year. They're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to take no for an answer, and I'm going to crush it.
Yeah.
And I had that mentality until you get punched in the face a few times, and it's like, well, we're here.
You kept going. Like I remember anytime I'd go into the office, like I'm like once a week I'll be in the office.
Yeah.
Whereas like anytime I would go in for an odd time, you're always in the office.
Yeah.
So I feel like you had that like good work ethic, and you're grinding and pushing and trying.
That first year was so bad. I was like, people would come in like, "You're still here," and I was like playing Pac-Man on my computer. So I was trying to kill time between something I had to do. I was like, "Yeah, I'm working hard."
Yeah,
it's changed.
One time looking over your shoulder, you're like designing like an open house thing on Canva or something like that for like a whole day.
Dude, God bless people like Rachel in our office, like the designer and stuff like that, because if you put me on Canva, I will spend 9 hours there and not get accomplished anything.
Yeah, it's there's too many features. You get lost in it. It's not my strong suit either.
No,
but
no.
It's good to have that support around us because, then we go out and actually do things that matter for real estate, not like try to tinker our business cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can spend hours going down those little rabbit holes of things you can do that don't really make an effect, but it makes you feel good when you finally get it done.
I know. Like it feels like there's a lot of that to do. It's like you gotta get your social media, website, business cards, all the signs and whatever. And it's like you spend so much time on that. And I think, I don't know, it's not that important.
It's not. I had one of our colleagues tell us one time, like, hey, you were wasting a lot of time. Starting out, you don't necessarily, not that you don't have the most things to do, but you're not having a database to kind of work or anything. So you're doing open houses and trying to meet people that way. But that first year, you have a lot of downtime. And I was spending so much time, like, you got to stop spending time designing stuff. You're wasting so much time. And I was like, oh, I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But
was that before you got onto the team, or was that after?
That was like pre-Gale Group.
Okay.
That was like Prime, Sutton, Prime. Then that's when I was mostly doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, me and you, we've only worked at the same 3 brokerages.
I know. It's weird. It's weird. I think it's the funniest thing too is like we've worked at the same places, and I always hear people talk about the most things I hear from other realtors is, wow, that market before like COVID was crazy. That COVID market was crazy where it was like multiple offers, no conditions, or that market before COVID. Yeah. Everyone talks about, some people refer to this market as like a down market. Only market I've ever known.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, wow, this market, COVID was the best. I'm like, well, this is the best. I don't know anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're making it work in a tough market. A lot of people are struggling out there. So when the market does come back, it just makes business easier for everybody. And it's good that you're just like grinding, building those skills now. And so when it does come back up, you'll just be off to the races, I think, for sure.
I've heard so many people say too that when they came into the market when it was COVID, and then once it slowed down, they left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people, I think it might be good to have the other perspective that I had. But no, I just grind it out, man.
Yeah.
Try to do what you got to do, right?
Still here, still doing it.
Still here, and
yeah.
Knees hurt a little bit more, but we're here.
Yeah. So where'd you grow up? Like, what were you doing before real estate? What was your background? Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Ingersoll. Ingersoll, was a Catholic kid. I went to Catholic elementary school, went to Catholic high school. Didn't know what I wanted to do. That was my biggest thing, was like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had friends that were like, wanted to be vets or wanted to be nurses or doctors, and they were tailoring their high school career around that. Mm-hmm. I was kind of stuck in this in-between spot of, well, I can make people laugh and I can talk, but I don't. My parents like, would you be a vet? And I'm the most like animal lover that I could not, put Rover down, and that would break my heart.
That'd be tough.
But no, I was in high school. I graduated with the broadcasting thing on your diploma. I don't even know what it's called. This sticker on your diploma. Did broadcasting, and from there I said, let's try radio, because radio is kind of a blend of the broadcasting where I get to talk. So I did radio. That was fun. Did that, and COVID happened, and now I'm here. And I feel like I kind of summarized over that. But yeah, I grew up in Ingersoll. Stayed there, stayed Woodstock. Went to school in London, college, but I never left Ingersoll, Woodstock. I was always an Oxford County guy.
Yeah. That's good that you got the mix of growing up in Ingersoll, and then you went to school in Woodstock?
Yeah, with St. Mary's.
Yeah, because I thought that's the only Catholic high school around here. So
that was a big decision, man. I remember in high school, they were like, so are you going to go in Ingersoll and go to a non-Catholic school, or go to high school, a Catholic school? And I was like, I'll just go where most of my friends go. And most of them went there.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those easy decisions. But I like Woodstock. It's like a blend of Ingersoll. Woodstock is like a smaller version of London, but there's everything here. So that's why I like Woodstock so much.
Yeah, it's a good little town to grow up in. I grew up here in Woodstock, so it's a good place to grow up. It's changed a lot lately. Like, it's growing a lot more residential development, stuff like that. But I mean, there's something to do for whatever you're into.
There's something.
There's usually something like that here.
For sure.
And if you're a really weird person, you got to go to like London or something like that. But
dude, going to London from Woodstock feels like the longest trek.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in Woodstock, I go to London. Ingersoll to London is like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Woodstock to London is like 35, 40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, when I go to London now, it's like, I have to go to London, because Woodstock has pretty much almost everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, the only thing they don't have here is a Costco.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be coming, but
I doubt it.
I remember the day when Woodstock got Sport Check. It was like, awesome. Like, we don't have to go to London for that anymore. This is sweet. But it used to be a factory. I don't know if you knew this, but like where Sport Check is, that plaza, used to be this old factory. I don't even know what they made, but it was abandoned forever. And that's where like the BMXers like built their ramps, jumps and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was all run down.
Who would have thought? I didn't know that.
Yeah, before the skate park was around and stuff. So that's where like all the bikers and skaters would go out there. And
were you a skater?
I was a skater, but it wasn't so much out there for the skaters. It was like, rough ground and stuff. But more for the bikers, but hang out or whatever. But it's changed a lot.
A lot
in the last, I'd say 10 years especially.
Yeah. I remember the first couple of years being here from high school. That was that 2014, 2015. I was like, man, this is, seeing it then and seeing it now, it's so different. It's so much more developed. But I remember like the empty lands that are now just houses built there and everything. It's like, man, I remember the days, which it feels like that would be so much longer ago, but it's only 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, I grew up not too far from where you would have went to school then, St. Mary's. And you know where the hospital is?
Yep.
The Woodstock Hospital. So like when we were a kid, like our church that we went to was like over kind of in that area where the hospital is. It's not there anymore. And we used to live like across like all these cornfields, and it was all cornfields like in that area. So that's what I grew up with. Like we would make our hack our own pass through the cornfields and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just weird to see it now. Like it's just all weird. Developed. So
it's I wish there was photos before and after. I wish people took that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Woodstock just 10 years ago was so different. Not in a bad way, but just like a different.
Well, even like the photos of old times, like I see photos, it's like you grew up in Woodstock Facebook page or something. And they got some cool photos of like downtown Woodstock.
Yeah.
Those are cool. If things look like that now, like it'd be way better, more charming and stuff. But
the charm, that's where I feel like some people like Ingersoll. Ingersoll has that like charm. I don't necessarily see it as much. I like Ingersoll, but I kind of like the charm of Woodstock a little bit. But Ingersoll, people talk about that. There's something about it. There's something about that old school kind of style that people just love.
Yeah, people are coming around to it, I think.
Yeah. And people like it in houses. The amount of people I show houses to these days that want the old style, like a modern, updated, but they want that old brick kind of style look. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the trend that's coming, or that's here now. But
yeah, people are getting away from the modern stuff. I think it comes with age too. You can appreciate that stuff a little bit more too.
I think so.
Yeah. So what kind of like influenced you? You went to college for broadcasting. Yeah. Were you working in broadcasting?
So no, so the interesting thing is I went to Fanshawe. So Fanshawe is the #1 school in Canada for radio. It was like a top 10 in the world or North America, but it was #1 in Canada. So they, back in the 80s and 90s, there's a current radio station at Fanshawe now. It was 106.9. Back in the 80s and 90s, that was the #1 radio station in London and one of the top ones in southwestern Ontario.
Okay.
And it was done by radio students. Like, it wasn't actually done by any professionals. It was done by radio students. I guess the radio board didn't like that, so they changed it, and they couldn't get as much advertising and support. So over the years, that program, that radio station kind of fell in the rankings, but it still had that name rub from being there. And if you were going to do radio in London, Fanshawe is probably where you wanted to go do it. I went there and did that. It was really fun. It was a really challenging in a way. People think you go on radio and it's one of these things where you get on there and people always refer to the hosts as DJs.
Yeah.
We are not DJs. We were the farthest thing from it. So we'd go on there and we'd get time slots where you can go on and talk. People think you go on there and talk about anything you wanted to. You could talk about your day. You could talk about anything. It had to be, at least at Fanshawe, was very regulated, as you can talk about sports once an hour. You can talk about this, but anything you wanted to say to get pre-approved. Of course, I would go around that a little bit. If something were to happen, like while I'm on, I would just talk about it. But Fanshawe used to be the biggest thing. So I went there. I was debating going to Toronto or going to London. And I was like, well, London's close enough and it's the biggest radio station. It was the most challenging thing I've ever done. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't believe it. I was on air. You'd have shifts. So there'd be 1 week where I'm on air, 2 weeks I'm on air, 6 to 2. Then it would be, I had to do a talk show on top of that where I actually had to like find guests to go on that are qualified. It was a challenge. It was doing, I think the math was, this is still school, by the way. This isn't like I'm getting paid for this. This is school. They put you through the ringer the first day of the program. They say, you're going to hate this program by the end of it. And most of you aren't going to be here, but the ones that are, you're going to strive. Yeah. And we started out with 50 people in our program. And by the end of the program, there was 14, 15.
Okay.
Or maybe a little more, maybe 17, 18. But I was doing 40 to 50 hour weeks at radio and then going and working part-time on top of that.
So did you have to be on air 6 to 2 and then you'd have like classes after that as well?
Yeah. So you'd have the shifts would be 6 to 2, or it'd be, 6 a.m. to, I can't remember the time. It was like 12 to 2. It was 6 to 2. It was 6 to 12 or something like that. 6 to 10, 10 to 2, 3 to 7, 7 to 10. Like they segmented them in that way. But if you had the morning shift, I had to be up at 4 a.m. I was on air you had to be there at 5, on air at 6. Yeah. Then you get done, and sometimes you have classes until 8 p.m. So you're doing the whole day. And those classes that you're on air, or when you're on air in the morning, you're missing those classes, and you have to get caught up on those classes.
Wow.
The worst, though, by far, was the late nights, because you'd have to do like a Friday night at 7 to 10 p.m. and there's not tons to talk about. And you don't really want to talk about everything else that someone's already talked about during the day.
Yeah.
But no, it was a challenge. You had to balance it. It was a really life challenge. And I would get home. I'd get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, go home, take a 10-minute nap, go work in a factory.
So were you on air solo, or you had somebody with you?
Solo. We did. So at Fanshawe, this is the cool thing. They had 3 radio stations. They had one that was played out to the public, 106.9. Then they had one that was played in the hallways of Fanshawe. And then they had one that was played online. the first year in the program, it's a 2-year program, you do the smaller ones first. You do the online and in the halls. Second year, you get promoted to the actual big boy on the actual radio. The first two, that first year, you'd actually you'd get partnered up. You would do with some solo and you get partnered up, and you'd be hoping you get somebody you get along with. You'd be hoping, because I love everyone in that program that was there, but there's some people that, you talk to, you don't have that connection.
Yeah.
It's like, how are we going to make this work? Luckily I got to the point where I got on with somebody who actually clicked with me. I'll tell you, the most challenging part was we had to go on the morning after Kobe Bryant died.
Oh, geez.
That was a really tough one.
Yeah.
That was tough because the dynamic I had to do was we were funny.
Yeah.
And people laughed at us. And then we had to switch that dynamic to completely serious. That was the most challenging thing I ever did in that program, was go on air and talk about a big public death that, is a big celebrity.
Yeah.
And it was like the morning of, like, we woke up and it was like, oh my gosh, Kobe Bryant died, and we got to scramble. And we had the funniest bits planned out for the day, and we had to switch it. But it in a way, as you can see from what I'm saying, it presents challenges, but it's kind of more life challenges. And it's a great, contributor to get into real estate when you can talk well.
Yeah, you got to be adaptable. So it seems like it helped you out with that.
Yeah.
I could imagine having to be on air for 3 hours by myself. Like, I would have no idea what to talk about.
It's challenging. You go on there and sometimes you're running out of topics. Yeah. Like, I would go into my personal life, I would talk about my dog, but the thing is you only have people think you have 5 minutes. You only have at most is 50 seconds. How do you portray a story to someone in 50 seconds that makes it interesting, builds a story, and there's a payoff?
Yeah.
It's tough.
I wouldn't be able to do that. It's funny, so I'm doing it right now, actually, as I'm trying to tell this story.
Exactly.
Like, I have this big pet peeve that my mom, whenever she tells me a story, it's always, she has to go way back to like these irrelevant details to try and set the stage. It's like, well, it was a Tuesday afternoon, and the sun was kind of it has nothing to do with the story. And I always hated that and would get annoyed with her, like, Mom, just get to the point. And now I do that all the time.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, it's rubbed off on me. I hate it. I don't even know that I'm doing it. But yeah.
You start off, you're like, I woke up in the morning and I got out and had breakfast.
Yeah, well, last night I slept a little funny. And I could not do that 50-second thing.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, and it would be more challenging too if you go online and start typing in topics, relevant things to happen in the world. The biggest bonus you could have is you always look up what national day it is. If it was National Donut Day, National Mother's Appreciation Day, National Groundhog Day, those would save you. But sometimes they're challenging, and sometimes you get on air and you lose it. Like, I've had it before. I get on air and I'm going on the story and I completely forget what I was going to say. And you have to tightrope walk your way to the end. Yeah. Oh, it's fun. It's fun, but it's challenging. But it's I wish everyone could do it one time. Yeah. Because everyone thinks the DJs, hosts go on there and just talk about what they want and have a good time, and it's a vibe. And the good ones make it sound that way.
Just hit play and then just chill out for 5 minutes.
And one of the more challenging parts too is when you're doing your 50-second talking bit, you have to time up the song to play after. And they really wanted you to time up the hook of the song with what you're saying. So you would get a little note that would say, when you'd select a song, it'd say 9-second intro. So you would start that at 39 seconds. Okay. And try to time it out. So it's like, that was my story about groundhogs. Now here's Kesha with this song, and then the hook plays. Yeah. So it's so challenging, but
you have to do that on the fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds very difficult.
It's challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a very good multitasker.
So. Me either. So, and there was one time where the most impressive thing, and they would kill me if I ever heard this, but like I forgot. And sometimes you'd be like trying to change something you want to say, and you don't realize your time's coming up. There was one time I was in the middle of eating a muffin, and last I was like, oh my God, I'm on, and just started going. Yeah. And I changed my whole bit to the muffin. It's a challenge, but I wish everyone did it.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you got a lot out of it, and you could probably take a lot of that and translate that skill into real estate. Yeah. Just like having that adaptability, being able to talk to lots of people and different types of people, and be able to think on the fly of like how to tell a story and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's probably pulled itself into real estate for you. Yeah. Did you actually get into like working in that field after?
No, right as I graduated, about 2 months before COVID happened. So I never got my graduation. I got my diploma or certificate PDF'd.
Oh, okay.
Very thoughtful. I opened up the PDF and I accidentally deleted it, and I don't know where it went. I never got it, but it was okay. No, I never got into it. The field, as I got into it, I think was starting to actually die off, and now they're actually shutting down the program.
Really?
This is their last year doing it. Yeah, I think radio is kind of in that weird spot where you have on demand like Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah.
And even Spotify has its own DJ now.
Oh, really?
Which, yeah, DJ X is his name, but he like does all these stories. He's practically an AI radio.
Oh, it's not even a person?
No. It's like, and they'll customize it to you. It'll be like, hey, Jordan, this DJ X goes on a little story. Up next, your favorite artist, Shakira.
I had no idea that was a thing now.
I don't even have Spotify, and I knew that was a thing. So I think the industry in itself was kind of fading out, and jobs were hard to get.
Yeah.
If you wanted a job, to get it local would be really tough. A lot of people I know went to Alberta, went to Timmins. You have to go really far away to get into it. It's a tough industry to get into, and once you get into it, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But getting into it's the challenging part. And by the end of it, I kind of fell out of love with it. And I didn't enjoy it as much, and I knew it wasn't something I wanted to do. So I never actually got into the professional field of it. Although they claim, and people I've talked to in the industry claim, that if you did the fan shop program, that's more strict and regimented than any actual on-air program.
Oh, yeah.
So
kind of like getting your real estate license.
Yes,
all
exactly.
the stuff you got to know.
Yeah,
you never use it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's funny. Actually, my wife, Amina, she's probably told you that she did the same program at Fanshawe. And she never ended up getting into working in that field because it is very competitive.
Yeah.
She said it's a big thing of like who you know or who knows you or who people you know, who they know. Type
connections.
Of thing. So, so she never ended up doing it either. But
I think there's a lot of people that happen to, sadly.
So what'd you end up doing then instead of that? You fell out of love with it, and then you're like...
Well, I sat there and I was like, man, I didn't have nothing to do. Like, just graduated this program, and it was about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the program. I knew I didn't want to pursue a field in it, but I was like, I'm already a year and a half into it. I'm going to finish it and get it. I remember one day I was sitting there. I remember the moment I was sitting there playing Monopoly with my family. It was my family or my friends. I can't remember the detail, but someone told me, I love negotiating in Monopoly. It's my favorite game. I love it. I'm a competitive Monopoly player. They're like, you would actually not be bad at real estate if you tried it. And at the time, it was COVID, and everyone was trying things they normally wouldn't. And Brady, who's in our office, he was in real estate, and he was at Sutton Group. And I was like, talked to him, like, how do you think I would do in it? And he was like, you'd probably do good. And I give him so much credit for that, because wanting someone that's close to you to go into the same field you're doing, that's such a network-based field, is not a lot of people would probably say do it. I mean, your real friends would, but I'm sure there'd be some people like, don't do it. But they're saying that because they don't want you to steal their thunder or think you're going to take away from it. But no, I always tell people Monopoly was the reason I got into it. Yeah. It wasn't out of, I grew up watching TV, watching real estate stuff. No, it was, I played Monopoly. It was just COVID.
Playing a board game.
Yeah. And I started the courses in COVID, and I thought, well, the courses aren't that expensive to start up. It's kind of like you pay as you go. Yeah. So I'm like, if I don't love it, I'll get out of it. But I can talk, I can communicate with people, why not? Yeah. So you really had no idea of a realtor? Nope. It wasn't even on your radar until you were literally playing Monopoly and somebody's like, yeah, you'd probably be good at that. It clicked in. Like, you know what, maybe I would. Yeah, so. It clicked in, and it was COVID, and it was, well, I'm going to be sitting at home anyway. Yeah. Let me try it. It's online courses. It's, it was one of those things where it's not like I thought I could be good at it. I was like, let's try it. Yeah. And you know the courses, when you get into the courses, it's very different from real life real estate. But I picked Brady's brain on it and picked a few other people's brain on it. And I was like, let's try it. And here we are. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not a crazy love story, but it's. You know what? I've been doing this now. This is the 6th one. Yeah. And mostly everybody, I think, has had that similar sort of story. Really? Like, nobody was like, oh, yeah, since I was a kid, I wanted to be a realtor. It was kind of like something that a lot of people seem to fall into, because plan A didn't work out or whatever, or, they just were in a tough spot, and it's like everybody has this like vision that realtors just make a ton of money. Yeah. So everybody gets drawn to that aspect of it. Wrong reasons, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting that most people don't really, it's not interesting. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you went to a high school and you polled the students, like if any of them would say like, I want to be a realtor.
you know?
No, well,
like maybe a couple if like their parents or something are in it.
And a lot of times family, right? A lot of people like their family, their dad did it or their mom did it.
Yeah.
But no, I think when you're younger, a real estate agent doesn't scream like exciting like it would a doctor.
Yeah.
People love doctors because the name, or vets or nurses. Nurses is a big one. No, real estate's, I think if you ask most people, they probably wouldn't say, and this is something I learned in actual college. They told me that most likely the program you go for is not the program you're going to end up in. Usually you find a spin-off of a similar program.
So true. I think like I went to school to be a cop, and year one there was 120 people in our class, and it was a 4-year program that I did with a lot of the other people, and each year it probably got cut in half, so it went down to 60, 30. By year 4 we had 15 people. Wow. And then the amount of people out of that group of 15 that actually went on and got to be a cop was maybe like I could count on one hand. There's some that got into like, you know, working in the correction system or something like that, but that actually went through to be a cop, like it's pretty low. And I think that's probably like, you know, as far as like most careers, most programs are like that.
I would say so.
Yeah. Plans change, you know?
Plans change.
Like,
life
how are you
changes.
supposed to know what you want to do when you're a kid and cater your whole life around that? So.
Yeah, I think too, right? When you're a kid, like I remember when I was a kid, you'd want this toy, you'd want this thing, and the next day it changes. Yeah. I think careers are like that, man. You know, when you're 17, 18, 19, deciding what you want to do, it's going to change because you change as a human being, right? Like the way you think, the way you do things changes, and Was there anything like that you could look back on as far as like passions that you had, or just like personality traits or experiences that you might have had when you were younger that you could say like, well, maybe that was foreshadowing to getting into real estate, like even though you hadn't really given it like any consideration? That's a good question. I really probably haven't thought about that. I would say, I remember, I think at one point it got thrown up when I was in like 14 or 15. We were listing out things I could do. And it was that early on because my parents were like, we want you to, like, they wanted me to have a good career and good life. But it was that first year of high school, you're kind of just getting used to it. But that second year, it's like you get that first job and you start thinking around that time. I'm sure real estate got bunched into one of the things. They really wanted me to do border security.
Oh, yeah.
Which
that was one of the things that some people went to do out of my college
program.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big one. I've been told politician, which I could do, but I can't imagine. Like, it's such a unique venture that I don't know if I'd ever want to do it, but it's one of those things. I'm sure real estate got bunched in there, but I remember when I was younger watching like Love It or List It with my mom. Yeah. Maybe that in a weird way had like a, you know, a butterfly effect on doing that. But no, I never grew up in a sales environment. My mom runs a pizza store. My dad's a mechanic. And yeah, there was no connection. Like none of my family members were real estate agents. No one, which is rare these days, not knowing someone who does real estate.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody knows somebody. I'm sure you probably learned some business stuff with the pizza shop though.
Oh yeah.
Like you were in there helping out and stuff. And
Yep. Yeah. I when I was younger, I went in there when I was a kid to help out. Then I went back and made pizzas. But then being in that atmosphere of that, the most I'd say that helped me was doing a co-op at Staples.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, doing a co-op at Staples. I was supposed to do a co-op. This is at the time when I wanted to do radio. I applied to co-op at a radio station. I'm not going to name names. They never accepted me for it. They chose someone else who was less qualified. But
bastards.
Yeah, I'm not going to name the station, but I think there's only one of them in Woodstock, so that might give it away. No, they never took me for that. So I was like, well, my co-op advisor or teacher is like, well, we got to put you in something. How about Staples? I'm like,
it's like the lowest of the low.
She tried to connect it to like business. You're going to be talking to people. It's like radio. I'm like, it's really not, but I'll do it. Yeah. And I remember I went to Staples and did that. And that was probably where I learned more business stuff. I was a 16-year-old kid dealing with people coming in asking about like printer stuff, and almost like I worked at Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Someone come in and ask me, I remember one time someone asked me about a specific felt pen. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even know there was more than 2 types of pens. And he just walked away. I would say
that's like the opposite of the Wolf of Wall Street, where they're like, sell me this pen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what a pen is.
I was like, what's pen? I don't know pen. Yeah. So nothing that related. I'd say probably the biggest one was Staples that helped me get into that mindset. Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting. it's one of those things. It was unexpected.
Of course.
Backup plan for the co-op even, and then it's kind of contributed a little bit to it. That's pretty cool. If you were to look back at your journey in like from day one in real estate, so we'll move on from the pre-real estate stuff. But so if you look at your journey in real estate, like what's one moment that's completely changed the way that you see the business, if there is anything?
Man, I'm sure there's tons of them that you don't even think about. I really haven't thought about that. One that changed. One, I don't know who said it, but someone told me this, and it did change, because I think when you look at people look at real estate agents, and when we're real estate agents, it's completely different. But people look at us like we are, pushy salespeople that take advantage of people, do whatever we can to get a sold sign on the property. And I think it's actually the farthest thing from that. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing that changed for me, the philosophy is almost, I'm not selling you a house. I'm selling you the experience of it. When people come through open houses, they're like, we don't like this house. We don't like the layout. I'm like, then the house probably isn't for you. That's probably the biggest difference I had. The biggest shift was not trying to sell them on it, sell them on what they want. Mm-hmm. If they don't like the house, I'm not going to sell you the house. And I never sell houses. I walk people through, and what they like is what they like. And we give them advice based on what they want. But it never was that, pushy salesperson. I remember when I first started into it, I was like, I got to be a really good negotiator, really good convincer. You don't have to convince anybody. You just have to make them believe. And that's when I think some real estate agents get bad raps that do that. I call them the ghost agents, the ones that, like, how many times you heard an agent sold them a house and they ghosted them, never heard back from them again. It's transactional. When you don't make it transactional, you just make it someone's trying to buy a house. It's their biggest financial commitment in their life. Just try to help them. Yeah. Be a third opinion for them. Yeah. That's probably when that changed for me. Was there one for you that like changed it?
I wasn't ready to answer my own questions here, so you caught me off guard. But no, I can definitely agree with that. Like, it is much more of a service industry than a sales industry. Yeah. I used to sell cars, and that's very like high pressure sales, because if you come in to sit down at my desk to buy a car, then I might not ever see you again. Because there's so many other dealerships out there with different vehicle brands and types, and even if you're looking at one brand, within a half-hour drive, there's like 4 other dealerships of the same brand. So then, it's very hard to like build that relationship with people. Yeah. But that was the approach I was taking, and like people would come in and be like, well, yeah, maybe next year we'll buy it or something, and I would be like, okay, sounds good. Like, we'll see you next year. Stay in touch. And my boss wanted to like throw me out the door. Yeah. Because he's like, you don't let them walk out of here until I talk to them. And like, that's the way it's always been in car sales. It's very like, when they're here, you push and push and push until they buy something.
And it's very opposite in real estate.
Yeah. And my approach, like I said, the service, more the long approach, and people would come back. Be like, yeah, maybe we'll do something next month. We'll come back and see you in a couple of weeks. I'd be like, yeah, great, sounds good. We'll let you know what deals we got going on next month. And then they would start coming back. And it took a bit of time for my boss to see that maybe there are other approaches that can work. And once he saw the results were still happening, then he was cool. He just let me do my own thing. But it translated from like me doing that service sort of approach into real estate, because real estate is so much just service.
It is.
It's not like the sales thing at all. Like you said, like, we're not going to try and force somebody to buy a house that they don't like. That just doesn't make any sense. And the beauty of it is, I'm not going to, like, at the dealership, if you liked working with me, but you didn't like the cars that I had, then you would go buy a car from the place that has the cars you like. But I would lose you as a client. Yeah. But with real estate, it's like, if you don't like this house, cool, I'll go show you any other house that's available.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, 100%. I'm not going to lose you as a client here.
No. And I think that's where the biggest misconception I find in this industry is. People think that, I had someone come through an open house. This happened in the summer. They walked in, and I greet them at the door, or whatever. Like, hey, welcome. And they go, whoa. Don't sell me on anything. I'm not here to be sold. My sister's going to walk in, sell her. You don't need to sell me anything. Don't even try. I'm not going to buy. And I looked at him, I laughed. I went, dude, did a bad experience happen to you? I'm like, I'm just here. I'm like, if you like the house, walk through and see if it's for you. I'm just here to welcome you to the house. That was the biggest time I went, wow, do people really look at us that way? Yeah. That was probably separating the service from sales is probably the biggest thing I learned. And that's something you learn over time too.
Yeah, I think that's like just like you kind of realize that once you get into it and like you're on this end of it, because the public, like, you know, it is still a commission-based industry. Like there's dollars and negotiating involved, so they still see it as like salesy and stuff. They do. But
and they always think there's a catch. They always that's a big one. If people go, "What's the catch?" And I'm like, there is none.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, you can walk away. If you don't want to buy this house, you don't have to.
Yeah.
We're never going to force you to do anything.
Did you notice a big difference when you realized that switch from sales to service approach? Did you notice a difference in your business at all, or just your mindset?
Yeah, I think when I switched it to the service, I stopped taking things personally, which sounds weird, but when you're trying to be salesy, it's about how and which I never did, but in the philosophy of sales, right off the bat, and I've never done sales before, so right off the bat, you kind of take things as personal rejection. When someone, you know, interviews you and goes to somebody else, you take that as, what did I do wrong? They didn't like me. I found I was taking a lot of things personal. When I took the service approach, it was, hey, you know what? We're in this together. Like, we're going to find you a house. If this isn't the one, we're going to find one. I think when you take things more service-based than sales-based, I think you take things less personally, because you're not in it for you at all. You're in it for them and for what they want. But yeah, I would say the big difference was I was a lot more relaxed. I think when people think sales, they think sales. You got to be in their face, showing them numbers, doing this and that. I match them. You know, you match the people. If you walked into an open house, if you're like this vibe, just chill. I'm not going to be up in your faces. Look at this stat. Look at this stat. Look at this stat. It's like, hey man, how's it going? Let's have a conversation. Yeah. I think that's probably the biggest shift, was I became more relaxed and just, you know, if you like me, you like me, and you don't, you don't. And we'll get along. And
well, it sounds like you probably developed that skill a little bit from the radio days, where you're having different people and you had to talk about different things. Like you had to adapt to the person sitting with you there. So you kind of just take that into, there's probably a lot of things that you take from your past experiences into real estate that maybe nobody sits around and thinks about this stuff.
No, I'm thinking of things now like that maybe I never thought of in that way.
Like even probably like whatever sports you played growing up too. Yeah. Like there's probably some stuff that
correlation
translates
somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought this about radio too, not to go back on the radio part, but
we're done with that. No,
yeah. Done. Edit this part out. No, I think back then, I think it's unfair. I think it's the same with cooking and radio. If someone's giving you their opinion and I'm getting judged on what I say, or for reference, what I cook, everyone's opinion's so different. Like what you think isn't what other people think. Everyone's got their own style of doing it. I think that rejection part of it, not taking rejection well, came from radio. I remember I get critiqued on the stories I would tell on air. You shouldn't have said that. You should have said this instead. I wouldn't have went with this story. You start to take it personally because your own personal life experiences you're telling. So you think people are judging you based on that, when it's very, you know, critical, constructive. But you take it personally, and I think the moment you stop taking things personally, it's not personal. They're just trying to make you better. Yeah. Just like in real estate, if someone says we're going to work with somebody else, we interviewed a bunch of people, you're great, we're going to work with somebody else. Do you like it? No. And do you know they'll probably come back to you? Probably, because you know you're the best at what you do. But I think the moment you can switch that and you stop taking things personal, that was the biggest challenge. In radio, you're trying to sell to people and you want people to like you and tune back in. I think when you stop taking that approach, is if they like me, they'll come back. I think, I don't know about you, but I think everything eases up and it's like, let's just be relaxed here and be yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough highs and lows in real estate anyways. So if you're so like attached to that, it could be a pretty stressful and bumpy ride. So like to remove yourself from that and not take things so personal, like people got their own lives going on, like all different things that could be happening. So like, you know, it might not even have anything to do with you. So like you can't take it personal if somebody decides to do something else with somebody else or whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's interesting. That one got kind of deep in there. So
yeah, we got into the deep psychological thought of sales and real estate.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's like, this is what this is all about, really. Yeah. It's, you know, get to know you and how's your journey led to here and what have you learned along the way. So I got another banger of a question here for
sure.
you.
Fire away.
So what's one thing you learned about yourself through real estate that you never expected?
Oh man, that's a really good question. That's a phenomenal question. Good questions, by the way. They're really good. Something I learned about myself through real estate that I wouldn't have otherwise. Is that the?
that you never expected. So like something happened or whatever, something you experienced, and you're like, wow, I never thought I would do that or think that way or deal with it that way or whatever.
I think it probably is the patience. I was never a patient person. I'm not. When you see me drive, I'm the opposite of patience. But you know, I never learned I could be so patient with somebody. Obviously, if someone's going out and showing and seeing houses, you know it's not for them. Like I'll tell you, like, hey, I don't think these houses we should go see. But you have so many people that like they go through 2 houses. Like, so we don't want to waste your time. That's a big one I get. We don't want to waste your time. Like, sorry for taking you out here. We didn't like any of them. Like, man, being patient, I find with the journey just makes it a lot more enjoyable. Not, you know, everyone wants the offer signed and everyone wants the story to be over and you meet someone new. It's like, oh my God, maybe the first house they'll like, that would be great. But I think the moment you have the patience, and that's something I developed through that, I'm a lot more patient. I'm a lot more, I think about what other people are thinking. Mm-hmm. Like, why wouldn't they like this? Maybe because it's only 3 bedrooms and they need 4 because they have 4 kids. The patience and the understanding of the other people is something I never had before it. So I was so focused.
It's a good virtue to have in all areas of life. So,
and I feel like that's translated to life. I get told a lot these days, and I got told I was calculated, which sounds, not sure how that sounds, but like I think about what other people think. If someone does something, I was told, my mother actually told me, she's like, you developed a really good skill at, if someone did this and reacted a certain way, you'll think about why they reacted this way and try to get their perspective into it. A lot of that's from real estate, man, of just being around people, seeing what they do and being patient with them.
Sounds like you're able to put yourself in their shoes and try to see things from their perspective, which it definitely helps. Like just being able to talk to them and find out what's important to them, you know, and relate to that.
So those conversations are crucial. Those conversations are. The ones on the phone or the ones, you know, when you're going through the house, it's great, but it's those conversations where you get to know the people a little bit better. Gives you that perspective. And I think when you get to know someone and you like them, or, you know, sometimes you don't, but, you know, you're in the same journey together. You want to help them buy a house and they want to buy a house. Mm-hmm. I think you get this patience and wanting the best for them, which you always do. But when you get to know someone personally, it makes that experience a lot more enjoyable. Yeah. So I think that's kind of where I developed the patience from it and the understanding of the other side of it.
That's pretty cool that you can pinpoint it to that. And it's such a big thing like that. Like, yeah, and on the fly too. Like we didn't prep them at all for like any of these questions. So
I hope I'm not dragging the questions on too long. That's boring.
No, not at all. Like these things, like some of them gone over an hour. So yeah, like it's just there's no cut off time or anything like that.
Just let it roll, and when it naturally goes, it goes.
Yeah, like I kind of got my questions because I just want to make sure I don't miss anything important.
For sure.
But
that's the best part of a conversation, though, is when it goes off and do its own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because you get a little bit deeper that way.
Yeah. I had seen someone said that when they interview somebody, they only have 4 or 5 questions, and for like an hour interview, and they go off, and where the conversation goes, they go.
Yeah.
And they have those 4 questions to tie them back into it.
Yeah.
But it's you don't realize how far conversations can go once you just get talking, right? That's where I'm happy you do things like this, because people only see our side of it from when they see us at the houses.
Yeah.
When we're sitting down with them, there's so much more to it and such different perspectives.
Oh yeah, like everybody has so many different layers to just who they are, and like when we're just posting things on social media to show that we're busy, like doing real estate, like they don't really see that side and get to know the person. So this was like a big reason. Like it's all about you, you know. That's what the whole show is about. Like just get to know you and your story of how you got here.
I think it's a brilliant idea, actually. I think it's a really good idea. No, it's a really smart idea, and these questions so far have been like pretty good. Like I didn't do any research or anything, so I was like, let's just see where this goes.
Yeah. Well, this is episode 6 in total. So the start of, like when I did episode 1 and 2, like the questions there versus where we are now. Like my page was like even like smaller, like font size, and I had way more questions on it. And I just, I don't know. I like just find like, well, I'll ask you a question and then we'll like find something and like, okay, let's dig into that a little bit more. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I know it's been fun so far. It's been a good experience just getting to know people. Like even with the people that I've interviewed so far, like just getting to know more about them and like deeper levels of them too. So that's been a cool side of it that I didn't really foresee happening. So
for sure.
Yeah. What would you say like some of the biggest highs and lows in your career? have been so far?
Man, biggest highs. The biggest highs are always the little things. It's the biggest highs I always find is people always think that the best feeling in real estate is the sold and when you get paid and this and that. And that's true. That's a good feeling. I think the best ones are like when you get that message 2 months later. That's like, we absolutely love the house. Like, thank you so much. Those are always the most rewarding feelings. I think the little things, going out and having a laugh with somebody. Like, I went and showed a house last week, and me and the dude were like dying laughing at stuff. We were in the house not talking anything real estate related. We were actually talking baseball, and we were dying laughing talking about it. It's those little moments that the big ones are great and they're good, but they always say it's like it's going to be cliche, but like it's not the destination, it's the journey to get there. But it's the same thing that applies. Those little conversations. The lows, I mean, they're tough to handle for me. Like the one thing people probably don't realize about me, you do, I think, 'cause you're around me and you play pickleball with me. I'm probably my worst self-critic. I will tear myself down before anyone else does.
You are very tough on yourself. Like, if we had a pickleball match, like going south, and like the guys are just getting point after point on us, like you would get down. Like, and I could like physically see it. Like, you're just like down. Yeah. And it is, I know, like inside you're just like probably like
gears are spinning. Yeah. And you're trying to. So having that mentality, and that's something like Jen, like our boss, is trying to steer me away from, is the being. And to be honest, my beautiful girlfriend, she's the one that got me out of the being negative on myself. And I probably now, over the last 2 months, give myself a lot more compliments to myself personally. But when you're kind of that mindset, when you get into real estate and you get a deal that doesn't go through and it fell apart because a few $1,000s, or you meet with somebody and you think it went really well and it didn't. Not that it didn't, but they went with somebody else. I used to be so self-critical of myself, and I'd sit there and say, I should have said this in that exact moment, or I should have, walked the house first and then sat down. When you're that self-critical, you pick apart the little things, and picking apart those little things can make you pretty unhappy. Yeah. So those lows for me, I always find aren't from anything related to, a bad moment that happened, as much as my mentally beating myself up after. I've gotten better at that, but those for me are probably the lows, are the ones that suck. But I've gotten a lot better at that, and I think when you can give yourself appreciation, I think it goes a long way into enjoying the process a lot more.
For sure. I think just knowing you, that the reason why you'd have those lows is because you're so hard on yourself, because you want to do good, you want to do the best that you can do, and like you want to win every point in pickleball, hit every shot, and that's just not real. Like, the best tennis player in the world, I told you, like Roger Federer did a speech. He's like, I'm the best tennis player in the world, so everybody says, or whatever. And if you look at my stats, like I only won 51% of my points. So like every other point I was losing. Yeah. And it's just because you got to like keep your head in the game and not dwell on the losses. But I think that just stems because like you are trying to strive for greatness, and you're trying to be better, and you were too hard on yourself when you're going to have those trials and tribulations, which everybody's going to have. Yeah. Yeah. So just giving yourself some more grace, I think, for sure. Definitely like
changed a lot.
Yeah.
Changed a lot.
It's good to have somebody else like close, like your girlfriend, to like help you like realize, because it's hard to look in the mirror and like point out these things, right?
Yeah. But it's not, I find with her it's nice because she's like, God, it's funny because I'm very self-critical. I met her and she's more self-critical, and she's like 100 times more educated than me. And it's funny because it's someone told me this too. Maybe it's my therapist one time told me this. She told me, you're really good at giving advice to other people. You're really bad at taking it for yourself. And it's something I always remembered that, because I always try to like, what advice I would give you if you came to me with a problem, I want to apply that to myself. Or if I don't apply it to myself, what's the point in giving it if you're not going to do it yourself? Being self-critical is not a great thing to do, but taking that appreciation, once you can appreciate the little things even you do, it changes the game for you, man. It's a game changer in life, not even in real estate, in life. Yeah. Which is funny because I'm the most self-critical guy that gets mad at losing a point in pickleball, and I play baseball, which is the most failure sport where you fail. Yeah. When a hitter hits 250, 300, that's good. That means they're only having success 2 or 3 times out of 10. Yeah. It's funny how that goes, but being appreciating yourself and self-worth and everything like that has probably changed me a lot.
So basically, how you've navigated with those highs and lows is like you're appreciating all the little things along the way, and the lows, you're just using that as like time to work on yourself and not get so distraught about it, I guess. Like, and I can even think back to like just being in the office and around, like just a regular day, like where we're just people in here, and you would like get people's opinions on like certain situations and stuff, and wanting their advice. So as much as you might think that you're not good at taking advice, maybe that was an old version of you.
Maybe,
and maybe this is the newer version, because you're actually asking people, like, hey, what would you do in this or whatever.
Yeah, that I always in life, I love asking people for advice. When people like, I used to be, I don't know about you, I used to be really bad at not asking for things. I would try to solve the whole equation when if I asked for that help, I could probably solve it in 10 minutes shorter. Getting people's opinions on it, especially in real estate, it's a crucial thing when you have so many people in this industry have done so many different things. Everyone comes from a different walk of life. Like, you've had a different experience than I have. You can give a different perspective.
For sure.
I find asking real estate is like one of the best things you can do.
Yeah. So getting into those lows, like when things are getting tough, like what's your go-to move to basically get you back in the game, get your mindset back in there? Like,
it's tough. It's tough. I mean, it can snowball, right? That's the one thing you don't want it to do. I remember one thing I learned maybe like 2 or 3 years ago is just do one thing good. For me, it was making my bed in the morning. When I made up my bed, it was like, that's one thing. I remember because if I had a bad day, it was next day I'm gonna wake up and make up my bed, because that's one good for me, and I'm already up. I'm already winning. Doing the little things, like you can beat yourself up over, or how you can have a low, and you get home and your dog's so excited to see you, or your daughter is so excited to see you as for you. Having those different opinions in life of, for your daughter, she's young, seeing you is probably the highlight of her day.
It's so cool. Like when I get home, it started out where like I would just show up and like not like give my wife like a heads up that I'm like, oh, I'll be home in 20 minutes or whatever. And then like they would just be like chilling in the living room, and then like where I park, like you can see it by the window or through the window, and she would just be running around in the living room and unexpectedly see me like park and like come out. And she's just so excited. She's banging on the window and everything.
Man. I can imagine that joy is crazy.
It's so cool. And like now I always want to get that feeling. So I'll like text my wife when like I'm going to be home in like 30 minutes. So get in the living room. But like obviously like she doesn't know yet that I'm coming home, but so it's still a surprise to her. And just seeing her reaction is like, it's the best thing ever.
It is. So imagine that, like imagine you had a really bad day where you I don't know, you just had a bad day. You're having a low about something, you get home and you see that, and you realize what's important and what's not. And that perspective is, for somebody else, their entire day was made by seeing you come home. Those perspectives, the moment I could see those perspectives, it's when beating myself up over little things or having a low, those don't mean as much.
So you've honestly evolved quite a bit from even just in the last 3 years since you got into real estate, like who you were and how you carried yourself and dealt with things. When I first met you, like I didn't know you before real estate, but like, you were a young kid and you had ambition, and you're wanting to work hard, and you had the dedication, that's a great trait. I'm very bad at having discipline. Like you were in the office every day, you're going to the gym, you're doing like all the training, stuff like that. So you had all that like foundational stuff built in. But just like the growth that you've had, like as a person, as a dude, as like, a realtor, and the skills you've gained, it's been night and day, honestly. Like just seeing that.
I don't take praise well.
I know, me neither.
So thank you. It's one that one I've learned to accept and appreciate. So like that means a lot. Like I really try to be the best human being you can. It's one day at a time, man. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was having a good life. You know what I mean? It's taken one day at a time, and like that probably made my day right there. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's true, man. Like honestly, you've grown quite a bit. It's pretty cool to see, and you get your foot on the gas pedal still. Like you're still showing up and doing the things to progress your business, and working on yourself too, obviously, and which I didn't know. Like that's another thing, right? Where I talked about like making the bed as a win. Getting up, just going to the office.
People always say when I worked out, the best days that you feel after working out are the ones where you didn't want to go to the gym and you force yourself to go there. And once you get there, you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. If I have a loss, let me go around the office and, get a laugh in or make somebody else laugh. That'll make my day instantly better. But I really appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, no, you're good at doing that, getting laughs. So
try.
It's good to have you around the office. Keep the
morale high.
Yeah. So you're 3 years in.
Yeah.
3 years, almost to the day, maybe.
I think it was the 22nd. So I think we're just over a year and like 6 days.
Right on. 370 days in the business.
There we go. 370. That's the number I strive for.
Yeah. What's on the horizon for Nate for the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself?
Oh man. Next 5 years.
Yeah.
Doing the little things still. That's a big thing for me is just doing the little things. I know it's a boring answer in a way, but I feel like I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to do. You see some people that have in any industry, be in it for a while, and they start cutting corners and they start, getting lazy with it. That's the one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to get lazy. I wish I could sit here and say in 5 years, I want to be this and this and this. I stopped. I used to look at big pictures. Like I hate New Year's resolutions so much because it's stretched over a year. And how can it's such stress on somebody for a year now, this new year, I'm going to eat something. I'm going to eat clean. I'm not going to eat breakfast. I'm like intermittent fast and I'll eat for dinner. You know how much stress that is when you say that over a year?
Yeah.
Like if you go for this 2 weeks, I'm going to do this. When I stopped looking at things in the big picture and started looking at them in the smaller picture because it's more realistic for me.
Yeah.
But if I had to answer a question over 5 years, I want to be in the industry. I used to always want to say I want to be the most successful person in the industry. That I found is really unrealistic for me as a goal because how do you measure that goal? I'll say 5 years, I want to be doing this. I want to hopefully still have hair on my head. That's my first big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me because I will get a hair transplant if need be.
We'll see you in Turkey.
I'll be in Turkey.
Yeah.
I'll do a vlog from there too. I'll do like a day in the life. No, I'd say probably being in the industry, being more confident in myself. I already am. Being successful in a market by being you, not being someone you're not.
Yeah.
Not being, at that point, doing things the right way. Not cutting corners. I think we all could strive to be that person, when you're 45 that you were when you're 25.
I think that's a great tip. Like I can remember times you were asking me for my input on a certain thing.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, this is what I do, but it's probably not the right way, because I was already cutting corners and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think sticking to those basics is what keeps your business moving forward too. So
it's easy to we'll do this. I'm the biggest procrastinator you've ever met. It's hard not to, but the feeling you get from doing it's good. So I think probably over the 5 years, doing those little things. If I do the little things over the next 5 years, the big things will probably equal out to what I want it to be.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most boring answer I could have given, but it's the one that's true to me.
It's good. No, I was kind of wondering like if you could give a little bit of advice to somebody starting out, like just finish their courses.
Yeah.
Or they're thinking about doing it, like as they get their license day one, like what type of advice would you give them to, just move the needle and have a good business?
Go out and face rejection as early as possible.
Face rejection?
Go out and face rejection.
Yeah.
Go out there and get in front of people and if they say no to you, accept it.
Yeah.
Because you're learning.
Yeah.
And that starting out phase, you want that rejection. I hated it off the start. I tried to avoid it, but the moment you can accept it, and when someone tells me no now, I had a listing appointment a few weeks ago I missed out on. Well, you know what? They'll probably come back. And if they don't, they sold their house and that's best for them. Face the rejection. Once you face rejection, you're closer to getting acceptance and getting people choosing you.
Yeah.
I feel like people in life try to avoid rejection. I would do that. And the other thing I would do is try to become as uncomfortable as you can. They go hand in hand. Rejection equals out to being uncomfortable. Right. People don't like being uncomfortable facing rejection, so they avoid it. I try to avoid the uncomfortable and the rejection, and you find yourself circling in a circle of trying to avoid it the whole time, when if you face it and do the things you don't want to do, go face rejection. It's not fun, but guess what? You'll probably be a better agent because of it. Go be uncomfortable, because the most growth comes from being uncomfortable. trying to grow as a human being, being in real estate, starting out, being accepting that if I get rejected, it's going to be okay. Life goes on. There's a sun tomorrow, and if you wake up, that's probably the best thing that can happen to you that day. So go face rejection. It's closer to acceptance. And rejection isn't that bad, so don't avoid it. That would be my advice to someone starting out. Yeah. Face rejection early as often and early as possible, and be uncomfortable as much as you can be.
That's a great tip. I think that kind of like encompasses like all the like layers that we peeled off to try and like drill down to your story a little bit. Is like you've grown a tremendous amount, and you've given yourself grace to do that as well. And I think that's just highlighting that tip that you put out there of like, just have that grace to have the rejection, and you're going to grow from it. So,
one of the biggest times I've ever grown, actually, and it was one of the most uncomfortable times I had, was, I don't know if you remember, I had a house on Winnett 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. A year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. Me and you went door knocking on that street.
Yeah.
I avoided that door knocking on that street forever. I got the listing. I was like, I'm going to door knock, and I put it in my calendar and never do it. And you were like, let's go do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh boy, okay, we have to do this now, because like someone else is doing it with me, and you're doing it with me. And watching you do it, and how like you were very just comfortable doing it. You might not have felt, I don't know if you did or not, but you seemed pretty natural and just a happy guy doing it. I was like, wow, it's not that bad.
I enjoy doing it. Yeah. And I don't know, I should do it more often, but yeah, I remember that day when we went out and it was good. It was like, we were alternating. So like I'd go, you would see my style, you would go, I'd see your style. And like, I could still learn from anybody. Like, I'm not the master at anything. So
that's the biggest red flag in anyone. If someone tells me, I don't need to, like, I know enough. It's like, okay, well, you don't.
Yeah.
No one can ever learn enough. But that, for me, that was a big learning moment. That was one of the first times I ever went out door knocking.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I went out door knocking.
Really?
I think it was either first or second.
You still doing it?
I do it in a way that's not, I always knock with a purpose now.
Yeah.
Like that was easy with the listings. It's a listing.
Yes.
When you're just knocking on the door because you got nothing going on. I did that. I would do that. I did that one time with nothing going on. And it was like, they're like, what are you here for? And I'm like, just hang out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you make coffee? Like, I don't know. No, but that was one of the biggest moments in my life where I didn't want to face rejection, because door knocking is pretty much 99% rejection.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I used to door knock for a living before real estate, and I do it in real estate. I've never had anybody, correction, I did have one person get mad, and they sicked their dog on me. But other than that, I've never had anybody like get like super upset and aggressive. So I think it's just a fear that like people have, because it is, it's an uncomfortable thing. Get out there knocking on somebody's door unexpectedly. I don't even like, when I'm at home, I don't like to answer the door when somebody's
Me either.
knocking.
I'm the opposite of that. When someone knocks on the door, I'm like, are you kidding? And the dog gets wound up.
Yeah.
Or if you have the baby, it's like trying to answer the door.
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, now when people knock on my door, I actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Like coming with the value, like you said, and like a purpose is huge, because it's like, you're not wasting their time. You're giving them some information or some whatever, just to like actually like add some value to their life. So I think it's just flipping your mindset.
My favorite thing is when you door knock and you knock on the door and like, hey, and they go, what do you want? It's my favorite when they do that. It's like, all right, let's try to crack you here.
Yeah.
Let's try to get you outside and laughing. Let's try to get you talking. But no, the door knocking's tough. But that was one of the biggest learning experiences I had when I went out with you. So thank you for that.
Yeah. No.
Thank you for pushing me to go do that.
No, that was cool. I don't think we got like any immediate business out of it, but we got the reps in.
We got the reps in. Yeah. What do they say? It's not about what your percentage is, how often you're shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get 1,000 shots versus somebody that's really good with only one, I'd take 1,000 chances.
Take 1,000 chances, right? Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much wraps up all the questions I have for you. So I don't know how long we went. Hopefully, I had it plugged in because it was a little low on fumes. But
hey,
yeah.
No, thanks for doing this. This is awesome. It's a compliment to do this. So I appreciate the sentiment of offering for me to do this.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for coming.
We're gonna do one of these ones where we interview you.
Yeah, I don't know how that'll go.
No,
I mean, one day, sure. Yeah, why not? But
flip the switch, reverse date, Uno reverse.
Sure, yeah. You got to start a podcast, and then
we'll call it
first guest.
So your title is The Realtor's Journey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to title mine The Realtor's Journeys. plural. And then the first one will interview you, and they'll be the exact same intro as yours, just reversed.
I'll send you my logo. You can rip it off. Yeah.
We'll just change the color on the logo and just do it from there.
Yeah. You know what's something cool I didn't even touch on that I wanted to, but just quickly. So you and I would say we are probably the best pickleball realtors, maybe even Canada-wide, Ontario for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like two realtors playing at once?
Yeah, like as a team.
Yeah.
As a duo.
The camera here. Yeah. We are the best pickleball realtors in Ontario. It's a matter of fact. It's true. The moment you can accept it is the moment, you'll understand. If any other two realtors want to challenge us, by all means, please.
The gauntlet's thrown down.
The gauntlet is thrown down. We will play you, and if we lose, we will mutually all agree that it never happened. But until then, we are issuing a challenge to any two realtors. Please, by all means, challenge us. We are on the throne, and we are willing to defend the crown. So please.
Open challenge. We're the kings. Come take it.
There's no better way we could have ended this than issuing an open challenge to the realtors for pickleball.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's going down.
Yeah.
And we'll record it.
That's the Realtor's Journey / Open Challenge. So
Open Challenge. Thank you
if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm going to have to clip that part to make sure the challenge gets out there.
Yes.
But it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for doing it, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of people learned a couple nuggets out of it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow, my knees are bad from sitting this long.
Oh. We'll have to get you the recliner next time or something.
I know. Kick me back. Next time I come here, I'm in a wheelchair.